Welcome back, West Michigan. I am at the Mercy H.E.A.R.T Center. This is Alive and Well. I'm Lynda Balkema, and with me is dietitian Jeanette Waite, and she is showing us how to make a heart-healthy meal. And we have started out with a wonderful chili recipe that looks and smells so good. And we're working on a wilted salad, mushroom salad. You're starting with the dressing.
I'm starting with the dressing, and this is just a real basic dressing. First, I have a lemon here, and sometimes your lemons are hard. There's two ways to soften them so you get more juice out of them. One is actually to microwave it for about 30 seconds.
Okay.
Or you can just kind of press down and roll it a little bit on the cutting board so it activates the juice. And I am going to do 2 parts of an acid to 2 parts of an oil. So I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of vinegar and lemon juice mix, and then 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So if you wanted to make a cup of salad dressing, you would use 1/2 cup of a vinegar, lemon juice, and 1/2 cup of an oil. So I am just taking this, and I am just going to squeeze it right into my bowl. And this is probably a little over a tablespoon, probably about a tablespoon.
You didn't even get any seeds.
And I didn't get any seeds.
Lemon?
Now, there's another trick that you'll see some of the people on the Food Network use, is they actually will squeeze it over their hands and then they'll catch the pits.
Oh, to catch the pits.
Seeds. So, anyhow, I just lucked out. Maybe I got a seedless lemon.
There's not a seed in this lemon.
No. Isn't that marvelous? And then you can use whatever vinegar you want. Vinegar is sodium-free. Lemon juice is sodium-free. There's a lot of different varieties. There's apple cider, there's white vinegar, there's herbal flavored vinegars.
Oh, there's some of those vinegar stores now, vinegar and oil stores,
exactly,
where you can just mix all kinds of flavors.
Yes. But I just got the balsamic vinegar, so it's kind of a winey taste. And then I'm just adding equal amounts with the lemon juice in that. And then some olive oil. We know why we're using olive oil, right, Lynda?
Heart healthy, zero trans fat.
And people ask me what's the difference between virgin and extra virgin olive oil. And the extra virgin olive oil is the first pressing of the olives.
Oh, okay.
The regular virgin olive oil is the second pressing, and so you get more contaminants in the oil and it gets thicker. It's not as light a flavor. This is actually the regular. You'll pay more money for the extra virgin.
Oh yeah, a lot more money for extra virgin olive oil.
But that's up to you.
But the taste, now I've tasted olive oil just alone on a spoon, not good.
No, it's not.
It really needs to be mixed in something, because I thought, oh, this is good fat.
It's good fat, but
no.
This is good for your pet's coat. So if you have a cat that has dry skin or a dog that has dry skin, you can take a little olive oil, mix it maybe with a little milk and egg, and it'll make their coat shiny.
My manicurist told me, for the cuticles, olive oil for the cuticles. Yeah.
Absolutely. And in the Bible, it tells you to put it on as like a lotion for skin. You can actually use olive oil on your skin.
It has a lot of great uses.
Now, you can use a whisk, but if you don't have a whisk, a fork works. And then ground pepper. And this is just a taste, so there's no science behind this. It's more of an art. What do you like? And just a little bit of salt. And I'm just going to go very lightly with the salt. In fact, that's too much. That's it. And that's my salad dressing.
A lot of people are using kosher sea salt. I use the kosher sea salt now. I don't use iodized salt anymore. Is it true that the kosher salt, the sea salt, is much healthier?
Okay. Now, I'm glad you asked that question, because you blended 2 into one question.
Okay.
There's kosher salt and there's sea salt.
Okay.
Now, kosher salt is just a coarser salt.
But it's still iodized.
Okay. And I actually buy kosher salt at home because I like the flavor of it better. And the other thing is, you may find when you have a larger granulated salt, you need less of it.
Sure.
Because the flavor is more pronounced.
I've been buying the sea salt.
Okay.
I was told the sea salt is healthier. Now, is that true?
Now, I'll bite my tongue. Sea salt actually is just salt, and it's in the sea, and so there would be a little bit more health benefits with sea salt.
It's natural.
It's got more, well, even regular salt is sodium and chloride.
Iodine.
Right, it won't have the iodine, but we need that to prevent goiters. We need that for our reactions in our body. But there's a little bit more minerals in the sea.
Okay.
So if you ate lots of salt, from the sea, it would be more beneficial. But since you shouldn't be eating a salt of any kind because it's still sodium, there's really not a significant difference.
There really isn't.
No.
Well, that's good to know.
Yes, that's a very good question. Okay, so we have this marvelous, very easy to make, no preservatives. If we don't want any salt in this, we don't have to do it. Add it. This is our salad dressing. And this can be used for any type of salad. It doesn't have to be for a wilted mushroom salad today.
Okay.
We're using the cremini mushroom. Mushrooms have a specific antioxidant in it, and I may not be pronouncing this right. It's called L-ergothioneine.
Oh my, and what does L-ergothioneine do?
It can prevent cancer.
Oh. Okay.
And there's also a conjugated linoleic acid. It's called CLA in mushrooms, and that specifically can prevent breast cancer.
Oh, well, that's very important.
Yes.
That's a very good thing for the women's diet. Well, we want everybody to eat healthy, but
Sure.
good salad for us.
But when you have these oxidized particles in the mushrooms, it can actually prevent the oxidation of your cells, which can cause cancer and prevent you from aging so quickly. So your cells don't age. Yes. And you know what? For some reason, people think mushrooms aren't a vegetable. They're truly biologically a fungus.
That's true.
But nutrition, B vitamins, selenium, copper, magnesium, vitamin E, I mean, they're a great food. So we are not even going to cook these with any fat.
Okay.
And the problem with mushrooms, you think of deep fat fried mushrooms and you saute mushrooms with onions and peppers. Usually add a lot of fat to the pan. We're not adding any.
Nothing. You're not going to put anything
no
in there.
fat.
Okay,
no
fat at all.
So what I want to do is I want my skillet hot enough that if I dance a piece of, I need a little glass of water. I'm just going to take this cup and I'm just going to see if a little drop of water will dance across the fry pan, and that will tell me when my see how it danced?
Oh yeah, it danced.
Do you see it dance? So that means it's ready.
It beat little beads right up.
It just beads up, and then we're just going to cook these mushrooms with nothing at all.
Wow.
About 3 or 4 minutes per side.
I would have thought a dab of olive oil or something.
No,
you don't have to put anything.
Don't have to put anything in it. And while they cook, we can probably take our greens. And again, there's no rule with the greens. I just got this mix of greens. But if you wanted just spinach and you want to do baby spinach, you could do baby spinach. If you want to do romaine, you could do that. It looks like there's some nice parsley in here. There might be cilantro. There's also the radicchio or radicchio. I'm not Italian, so I can't speak Italian. I like this because it's nice and crunchy. And if you even want more color to this, you could put in some tomatoes, some cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes. You could shred some carrots if you wanted to. And if you're looking at a holiday meal, you could think of, the red and the green.
Sure.
This is very pretty. Very elegant, and keep in mind everything we're making today is very fast and quick and convenient to make.
And heart healthy.
And heart healthy.
Which is also good for people with diabetes.
Yes.
This is, low sodium.
Yes.
This is a good healthy
And I'm glad
diet.
you mentioned diabetes, Lynda, because people think that people who have diabetes have to follow a special diabetic diet.
Right.
You know what a diabetic diet is?
Low fat?
Low fat and eating healthy.
Okay, eating healthy.
So whether you have heart disease or you have diabetes or you're working on weight management.
Or high blood pressure. Sodium,
or you want to eat a diet to prevent cancer. Mm-hmm. Is it the same foods?
Sounds like the same foods to me.
It's exactly the same foods.
We just have to start consciously eating healthier food.
Right. And is it good for the whole family, whether they have diabetes or not? Absolutely.
Right.
Healthy food is healthy food.
And we have to get away from the fast food mentality that we have. This doesn't take that long to make.
Not at all. And when you go to a fast food, by the time you get in the car, you go there, you wait for your order, then it's not fast anymore.
Right.
They say, well, can you move over here and we'll bring it out to your car?
Yeah, and it's loaded with fat, loaded with sodium, calories.
It takes you more time to go get fast food. Plus, I always tell my patients, you're paying for bad health. Why would you want to pay for bad health?
That's an excellent point, and we do it all the time.
You don't want to do that.
Fast food nation. Change that.
All right, so do you hear us sizzling over here?
We're sizzling.
We're sizzling. So I am just going to and can you smell it? I know we don't have smell-o-vision right now, but I think you can you see how they're browning?
Yes,
Look how beautiful they're browning.
Oh, they are.
They're losing their water. We want them to get a little bit drier, and I think they're going to take just a few more minutes.
Between the smell and the color of the chili over here and the smell of this and the mushrooms frying, we should have smell-o-vision. I'm sure that's next.
I'm sure.
3D, and then
You're
we're going
right.
to get
I'm sure. Now, you know what? If you want to, you could probably add the chicken to our...
Oh, the chicken can go. And this is a good point. You know, this chili looks excellent as is. If you're a vegan, a vegetarian or vegan, this is a good vegan chili, just as it is.
Yes.
Which has the tomatoes, the corn, red pepper. The tomatoes had a little green pepper, and we have 2 beans in this.
And you know, I forgot, there's a secret spice that I forgot to tell you about.
Oh.
That I put in this chili that might surprise you. I put in cinnamon.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, I would never thought.
And that's more of a Moroccan, African, anything with tomatoes, sometimes they put cinnamon in.
Okay. That sounds wonderful. I know I've had chili. My son makes some with a little brown sugar, so it's a little sweet and spicy.
Right.
When I put this chicken in, do I need to break this?
I would break it up a little bit.
Just crumble it with your fingers? Okay.
Yeah. Or you could break it up with the... Okay, all right, I think, Lynda, the mushrooms are done, and as you can see, there's absolutely no fat in the pan. They're brown, they shrunk, there's a nice flavor. I think it only took us 5 minutes, if that.
Right. The nice thing about this is if you have that temptation to taste test, like I always do in the kitchen, at least it's a healthy thing to taste.
Oh, there you go. Oh, you know what? I forgot to add my garlic. We have to add garlic, and we have to add our shallot, and we have to add our thyme. Now, the other thing with garlic, the best way to take the skin off the garlic is you hit it on the back of your knife handle, and it'll automatically take the skin off. So as you can see, look how easy this is to peel. Now, you can buy minced garlic already in a jar in the produce department, but I don't like the flavor of it. I don't think it tastes good.
It doesn't have the same flavor as when you mince your own. I think because it's setting in juice or water or something, it takes away some of the garlic.
I think it dilutes itself.
Yes.
Now, the smaller you make the garlic, the more intense the flavor is. The larger you cut it, the less intense.
Okay.
So if you like a real intense garlic flavor with your mushroom salad, then you want to cut it very, very fine. And I'm kind of doing a little bit of somewhat fine, not real thick. And I'm going to add this to my mushrooms. And then last, I'm going to add my shallot. And do you know what a shallot is, Lynda?
I do not. It looks like a little onion.
It's, you know, to me, I would call it a cross between an onion and a garlic.
Oh, it is.
And it's kind of milder tasting.
Okay.
And we're going to add that at the end. I'm just going to brown my garlic a little bit. And the thing is, you don't want to do with your garlic is you don't want to burn garlic.
Oh, okay.
What would happen if you burn garlic?
I imagine it would taste a little funny.
Very bitter. Very bitter.
Does it get bitter?
Yes. So I actually turned my pan off because this is an electric stove and it maintains its heat. Gas would let go of the heat right away.
Right.
And that way I know I don't have to worry about burning it while I take my... Now this is a little bit harder to get the skin off. So what I'm going to do is actually take it in half. And then
now I've never used shallots before.
They have a nice flavor. They'll be nice on the salad.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to add the herb thyme. Have you had thyme before?
Oh, yes. Yes, I've used thyme in cooking a lot.
Thyme I usually use in like lentil soup. I might use it in a roast.
I was going to say, I always put it in a roast.
Kind of similar to rosemary, if you worked with rosemary before. And we're going to add some thyme to the pan just to kind of mix the mushrooms along with that and the shallot. And then we'll be ready to serve.
Bring the time?
And you can bring the time. Okay. In time. In time, you can bring the time. I always think of, what was that Simon and Garfield song?
Parsley, sage, rosemary,
and thyme. Yeah, I used to play that on the piano when I was a little girl. Yeah.
Well, that's what I think.
Probably from the 70s?
Parsley, sage, rosemary.
There you go. There you go.
Now, how is this?
So I think that's brand new, so you might have to peel off the...
You're going to have to poke through.
Is there a cardboard lid on that you have to break through?
Poke through here. And then I think, how much time? Just...
You know, whatever you feel like.
Okay.
I don't measure that much. Is it coming out?
It's coming out, see?
Okay,
there it is.
Yeah.
It's coming out.
And you could use fresh thyme. I actually had some fresh thyme in my garden this summer. What you want to look at, though, is 3 times the amount in fresh as opposed to dry.
Oh, really?
Yes.
3 times the amount for fresh. And I would have thought just the opposite.
No, because the fresh has more water in it. It's not as concentrated. Okay. Well, so I think the recipe called for maybe a half a teaspoon, so it would be more like a tablespoon.
Oh, you can smell the thyme. I love it.
Or 2 teaspoons, yeah.
I'll do a little bit more here. I can actually see it in my hand going in, so that's
good. There you go. There you go. You know, another herb that might look or taste very well with this is dill.
Oh, yeah.
If you like dill. Dill and mushroom and onion. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's our mushrooms. And then we are going to just put it over the lettuce here. And then we'll just drizzle our salad dressing over it. And we are done.
Oh, does that smell wonderful?
Mm-hmm. We got muffins in the oven, too. We have to get our muffins. I'll explain the muffins. And I cheated. I made my rice in a rice cooker. So I'll have to tell you about how to make rice in a rice cooker. Because I had a Japanese exchange student last year. And Japanese people eat a lot of rice, and I never knew about a rice cooker, and so when she came to live with us, I thought, I'm going to get a rice cooker, and what an easy way to cook rice.
Oh, nice.
No fail. Okay, so here we have our balsamic vinegar, lemon juice, and olive oil, and I'm just going to drizzle this over this marinated mushroom salad.
Oh, does that look wonderful?
Very earthy.
Yes.
Very earthy. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's get the muffins out of the oven.
Okay.
And I have Morning Glory muffins in here. They're not traditional Morning Glory muffins, though. They're heart healthy.
Heart healthy Morning Glory muffins.
Heart healthy Morning Glory muffins.
Those. Is there some coconut on there?
And that's got a little tiny bit of saturated fat. But yeah, I had to put a little bit of coconut in. You got to have a little bit. This is the only thing with saturated fat in our whole meal.
In our whole meal.
But I have whole wheat flour. And I have a chopped Fuji apple in here.
Oh,
and I have canola oil, which is also another source of monounsaturated fat. Raisins, walnuts, which is also a source of omega-3 fatty acids that also help lower our triglyceride and bad cholesterol. And carrots.
Oh, yum. They look wonderful.
Yeah, very low fat.
So good.
So we need to put these in maybe a little basket.
Okay, I
to set our table. And we've got our salad. We can put our salad on the table. And then the only other thing I want to explain is my rice. We are actually going to serve our chili over rice.
Oh, we are.
And the recipe calls for black or brown rice, but I actually have a marvelous Empire's rice. This is a very delicacy type of rice. It's called black rice.
Ooh, and where do you find this rice?
I actually went to an Asian store in Grand Rapids on Division to get this rice, and it kind of is chewier and nuttier, and it's dark. It can actually be a purple color, and it's very high in antioxidants, which also can help prevent cancer and prevent aging and heart disease. And I cook this in my little rice cooker. I just put a scoop of rice with water to a certain level. I just hit the button, turn it on, put the lid on, plug it in, and it automatically shuts off when it's done. It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
How to make perfect rice.
Perfect rice every time.
That is
And
awesome.
the other thing nice about this is you just take your rice out, you can put this in the dishwasher, you don't have a big pot to clean.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so we are going to serve our chili over
rice. Now, that's
rice.
interesting because that takes away that desire to put saltine crackers in the chili.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this will give us the crunch and the texture for the crackers benefits without using those salty crackers that we should not be eating.
That's right, and also fiber. We got an excellent source of fiber here, where saltine crackers, you don't have any fiber at all.
That's true.
And
Wonderful.
fiber can lower our cholesterol and also our chances for cancer.
Oh,
And manage our blood sugars.
there's so many benefits. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to put the muffins in the basket. And I think we're going to take a break and come back, and we're going to sample all this wonderful food that Jeanette has taught us how to make. I should mention, Jeanette, you actually teach class?
I do. I do. I have a class in January.
Okay, wonderful.
The 13th of January.
Well, when we're having our meal, we'll talk a little bit more about your classes.
Okay.
Thank you. Stay with us.